My name is Deborah Richelieu. So I studied in undergrad at Southeastern University. I was a psychology major and I had a minor in family counseling and biblical study. I then went through a period of figuring out what exactly I wanted to do with my degree. I took a few different courses that had to do with social work and family counseling, and I wasn't sure which route would best suit me. I've worked in residential treatment centers, I've worked for hospitals, I've worked in community counseling, I've worked in the nonprofit sector, and finally, I say, you know what? I know what I really want to do. I want to work with couples. I want to work with families. So I continued my education the fall of 2017 at Nova Southeastern University in Marriage and Family Therapy 101. I make myself laugh. I make myself laugh. I do. And in turn, I make people laugh too. I do make people laugh. I bring a lot of joy into the room. That's one thing my coworkers have always loved and appreciated about me. I'm that person Monday morning. Good morning, everyone. So that is something that I've heard for a long time. People love that about me. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I obtained my license last year. Finally, after 2 years of postgraduate work, gaining clinical hours. Shout out to anybody who is a licensed therapist, because the work we have to do to get to that accomplishment it's a lot of hours, lots of sitting in front of people and hearing different stories. It's so interesting. Our work is very, very interesting. And then on top of that, studying for a state board test. I studied for a state board test, so you know, for a total of a year. Within that year, I had 3 attempts, and my first attempt, missed it. Second attempt, missed it by 1 point. And then finally on my third attempt, I passed. So encouragement for any therapy grad students: with hard work and determination, you can pass your state board exam. When I was 16, 17 years old, let's just bring it back. My menstrual period was never consistent. And my doctor at the time, I distinctly remember this doctor's appointment with my mom. Shout out to my mom, because she always took us to all of our doctor's appointments, for all of our checkups. And the doctor said, honestly, I'm not really concerned about it until you're ready to have a baby. I was 16 or 17 years old. So now fast forward into my 20s, I got married at 23 years old. So we were in our early 20s, and we had said, we promised ourselves 5 years, let's be married, just me and my boo, and then we'll try for children. If we still wanted to have kids. So 5 years later, when I was 28 years old, that's when, we started thinking about this idea of having children. So that was 2017, and spoke to my OB. And actually, before I spoke to my OBGYN, same thing. Everyone said, don't worry about it. If you're not in pain, you're not sick, it's not an issue, you're a perfectly healthy young woman, don't worry about it. Take your birth control pills and go about your business, live your life. When you're ready to have children, we'll talk. So this is a good chunk of my early 20s, now in my late 20s. No one's concerned about a woman in her reproductive years not having a regular period, not regularly ovulating. The body's not doing what it's supposed to do. No one's concerned. So in 2017, my OB referred me to a specialist. I went for my first appointment. We talked, we did an ultrasound, and he goes, there goes your ovaries. And I've heard of polycystic ovarian syndrome. I was also known as PCOS. I was starting to hear about it, not very familiar with it, but I'd heard about it. But I'd never seen my ovaries on an ultrasound. ultrasound screen before. So when I saw my ovaries on the screen and I saw all these little holes, almost is what it looks like on the screen, I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? He's like, these are what we call tiny little cysts. This is what on the ovaries, and this is what we call polycystic ovaries. I was like, oh, so tell me more. So then he proceeds to tell me about, we go into his office after the ultrasound. He proceeds to start to educate me and share with me, you know, if you're looking to have children, this will be a challenge. Not impossible, which I appreciated, but it will be a challenge. I remember those words. And I sat there, I thought about it. He referred me to the nutritionist, which was in the same office. They provided me with a folder, all these forms, all this information. You got to get your blood work. You got to follow through with this specialist. You have to lose weight. There was all these instructions, lots of information. And I remember standing in the lobby with my folder in my hand. And I was just like, this is a lot. This is a lot of information. Mind you, which I don't recommend girlies, PCOS girlies, I was on my lunch break. And so I used my lunch break to go to this appointment, then drive back to work. So I really didn't have time to really process all this information. But that is when I found out. I found out in 2017. Initially, I wasn't sure what hope looked like. For example, I didn't know. When you don't know how severe or how challenging a journey is going to be on, you don't know. Should I be hopeless? Should I be hopeful? I'm a pretty optimistic person, so I was hopeful. I was like, go on a little few runs, eat some salads. Like, how hard can this be? You know, people get pregnant all the time. So I really didn't think it was going to be that challenging, to be honest with you. I think, so fast forward, I turned 30. PCOS really starts to take a toll on my hope. And I think it's because everything stopped, right? Everything stopped. I was and almost done with my grad program. So yay. Found out I had PCOS in 2017, went to grad school because then it was like clicking, this is what I want to do. So that really took up a lot of my time where I didn't have to, I was hoping to pass my classes. I was hoping to, you know, get through another semester. I was hoping to have a good internship and have a good experience. I was hoping to graduate. So I was pretty distracted, like in a good way. Or what I thought to be in a good way. So when everything shut down in March of 2020, got kicked off of internship site, like the hope that I had put myself in, like what I put myself in, that hope gone. The healthy distraction for me, of school, internship, career, everything was gone. And so that really started to uncover for me things that I had not really been dealing with. And I finally started having the thoughts, the anxiety. Oh my God, am I not going to graduate? Oh my God, am I not going to have a career that is fulfilling? Am I not going to accomplish what I set out to do? Am I not going to ever get pregnant? Like, what is really happening? Because now, you know, 2020, I think it happened for all of us. Whatever you had been, you know, pushing under the rug, avoiding, everything was coming to the surface, including these thoughts about ovaries and, you know, PCOS and what does family planning look like for us? Because now I'm getting to a place of, okay, I'm in my early 30s. I think I do want to expand our family. I do want to have children. We do want to become parents. And again, I was thinking, how hard can it be? Apparently, this PCOS journey is hard. It got really hard. Thoughts got really dark. I started therapy. I needed to start therapy. Because when I realized my hope was diminishing and feelings of sadness, feelings of depression was replacing, everything that I had worked so hard to, distract myself. I needed to talk to someone. I needed to talk to someone in 2017. I did need to talk to someone in 2017. I needed to process everything, but I did what I always do. I got myself busy, like a lot of people do, got myself distracted, and I didn't deal with it until 2020, when I realized my hope was waning away. As the years started to go by, there was resentment building. It was a little confusing because how am I resentful towards this person? This is not their fault. It's not something they caused. They are still learning about it. I'm still learning about it. Most of the time I'm pretty avoidant about it, but that resentment was still building in the background. It was still building in the background.